Hey, Danny and Mike listeners, before we get to the episode today, I wanted to ask a favor. Our new network, the Last Podcast Network, is doing a survey which will in turn improve the content that you hear. It only takes a minute, it's all confidential, and it's just some questions about your listening habits. You can find the link in our description of this very episode.
Welcome to another episode of The Adventures of Danny and Mike, wherein the fellas discuss poop stories, octopus bashing, and Attenzione! Now play the music, Bashy.
Put like some sort of veggie in, even if you just eat a couple of those veggie puffs. He's got cauliflower puffs. He's got
Brussels sprout
puffs.
Those are
put a couple
there from Mike's
put a couple
chip
of those.
prevention.
Oh, for my chip intervention?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Guys, do you see how many people in Ohio love the Grippo? Fucking, I don't.
No, not in Ohio.
They care.
All over the place.
Elsewhere.
Minnesota. Yeah, they're out there, man. I'm telling you. Those are. It's like having
they were very delicious,
seltzer.
and I didn't know what they were. I didn't realize what all the fuss was about. I'm glad we could bring to light.
Yeah.
There's probably at least 4 or 5 listeners who are like me and didn't know.
And
who they
eating
are.
Minnesota.
So, I'm still gonna eat.
Close that shit.
Oh my
Close
gosh.
that
For the
during
li-
the podcast. So
Yeah, okay.
get used to it, ladies and gentlemen. I have a fake chicken sandwich, barbecue chicken, buffalo chicken wings from Morning Star. Is that all right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think this is great. Is this how we start? I'm just waiting for
We haven't
you
started yet. I mean, we've started.
I
but
mean-
we haven't started.
Look, we can't do this to each other. We know the game. We know the gimmick.
Yeah.
It's always going to be this.
Wait, are you guys recording?
Welcome to the Adventures of Danny and Mike. To my right, Mr. Michael C. Morona.
For once.
Looking good today. To his right, Mr. Danny Tamborelli.
Hey, hola.
He's looking like he's been on a bender of a 30-day vacation. And my name's Jeremy. Why do you look like you have been drinking a lot in the last...
God.
I don't think he looks like he's
Dude,
been
the
drinking
Homer
a lot.
Simpson indicators in Portugal were fucking
they were moss?
insane.
They were moss.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, what? So what?
Yeah.
I went on a 17-day bender.
Oh,
it's my
boy.
fucking honeymoon. I
Yeah,
do whatever the fuck I want.
Did you do a 7-day cleanse right before that?
No, we tried to do a couple-day cleanse, and I was like, yeah, let's just eat healthy. I mean, you were there. The last time I wanted to do a full cleanse, we were at that show in Poughkeepsie or whatever. And I told her I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to get the shits in front of the,
Oh, yeah.
in front of the sweaties.
I have the fear shits. You see, sweetie, I can't lose face in front of the sweaties.
Guys, I can talk all about Portugal. I don't want to bore you guys. I don't want to bore you, though. Like, there were some good adventures, though. There were. And it would be, if you guys had been there, it would have been better. Well, they wouldn't have been. I'm on a honeymoon. You guys weren't supposed to be there.
I don't know. It would have been fun.
Yeah, I mean, I will go back anytime.
Yeah, I want to do. I think
Any
that's,
single time any of you say, hey, Portugal?
Well, when you
I
were
will
there,
say
you
yes.
passed out Danny and Mike cards, T-shirts.
Sure
you got
did.
the word out, right?
Buttons.
Oh, got the word out.
So the people are ready for us?
Oh, man.
Soccer balls.
Dude, I got, no, look. I got a whole bunch of shtick to give to you guys. So just let it happen.
I'm ready. I mean,
I'm not trying to like. I don't want to take over. I don't want to take over.
Does it sound like the girl from Ipanema or anything like that?
No, that's something I did learn. That Brazilian Portuguese and traditional Portuguese, they don't work well together. They don't play well with others.
You found that out there?
Yeah,
The hard way?
not the hard way. Just I thought that was interesting, and then I was like, oh, it makes sense. It's like Central American Spanish versus European Spanish. It's different.
But they're both speaking Portuguese.
Yeah, but everybody in Portugal speaks English because they're like, us in Brazil speak Portuguese and, maybe Mozambique back in the day, but they don't do it anymore.
Sure, Madagascar.
A ton. Yeah, it was actually, I didn't realize my world history on Portugal wasn't very good.
But dude,
how much they
exactly
how much they had at some point.
Their colonial legacy is
Dude,
all the fuck over
is
the world.
Everywhere, and it's crazy how
Nagasaki, dude.
Yeah.
They were in Nagasaki eating fucking champon noodles.
Oh,
like I learned about it when I went there. Like I learned about the Portuguese.
Yeah, man. They were
first
basically
foreigners they
like,
let in.
look, we got boats We got boats. We
wanna sail.
We're gonna go. We're gonna take them everywhere, including finding an archipelago of islands west of Portugal, east of New York.
Called
I
the
didn't really
Azores?
I didn't even know they existed. The Azores.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that shit. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad that you guys know.
Sorry,
more.
I thought you remembered from my residency, Mike Morona at the Azores, 2016.
No.
No.
But the Azores are amazing too. Anyway, I don't know how to talk about this without just
You can't
being
talk-
And then we
Yeah,
did
yeah.
this.
Yeah, you can't
and
talk
then
about-
we did this.
You can't talk about walking with your wife on a beach in a podcast. It just
No.
doesn't. It's not a
You
visual.
know what? I
it's not a
only did-
visual medium.
I only did that
Being
twice in 17 days on my honeymoon.
Wow,
So.
you must have been really drunk.
No, I just did a lot of walking, man. I averaged like 7 to 10 miles a day for 6 days straight, which I thought was pretty solid.
That's ambitious.
Jeremy-
We didn't meet. It wasn't like a.
Jeremy,
it wasn't
have you
like a
noticed that-
planned thing.
Have you noticed that Danny started sweating just talking about
Dude,
it?
That's been hanging out with us since he walked in the door. That's why I said it, because you look glossy. I think you maybe
No,
you did a
actually
facial.
look like
I gotta-
Did you mask?
No,
a
I
light
gotta-
layer of carnauba wax.
Oh my
actually,
God, guys!
it's food grade. It's safe.
no.
Lube you up.
Go ahead, tell us.
I don't know. I don't know why I have my face is shiny. It's fucking hot in here.
Oh, you don't have air conditioning in your new G ride, do you?
My new what?
G ride?
G ride.
Fuck the G rides. I want the machines that's making them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for the listener, my 2009 Audi didn't have an Audi.
Wah.
It's an Altima.
It means the highest, just so you know.
It died a death on right next to the Garden State Parkway in Wildwood, New Jersey.
Much like a character in Being John Malkovich, I think. Right?
I don't know what that.
Interesting,
Right?
Possibly.
Also.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't remember.
So you're down a car.
Down a car. I had to. I got it junked for. I got better price than you, man. I got $500. I got $500 for my car.
Well,
In
your
Jersey.
car was also 17 years younger than my car.
True.
And not held together by rust and tape.
True.
Wait, you junked it? Junked
I
it?
had to
You
junk it.
junked the
Why?
most high? Where am I going to put those pillows?
Sorry, man. The Altima.
Remember those pillows in the trunk? Where am I going to put
I
them?
had to stick them back up in my. For the listener, my aunt bought me pillows for.
Which aunt?
My aunt Carolyn.
That's right.
Shout out.
She bought king size pillows for a couple that has a queen size bed. You know,
Little
big.
small bet.
Do you know how fucking big king size pillows are?
I couldn't find my wife the first time I
They're
put the
much
cable.
bigger.
Here's what I say though: if you get king size comforter, that's what you need, especially if you have a guest in the bed with you. Because if you have a queen bed, queen comforter
Doesn't admit.
it just doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
What does that mean? You can't eat. You can't each get.
No,
enough
somebody's
of
got
your
a bare
space?
ass.
Well, it's just like
I mean,
it's
I
a
don't.
fight. It's
I don't
a fight.
use it.
I wake up
I'm
and I
not
always
using the
defer
sheets.
to her. You know,
It could be fucking February and 55 degrees in my apartment. I'm not putting that comforter on.
Daniel Tamborelli, first male menopause we've ever seen.
I brought two.
it's a Grandpa Simpsons
brought-
indicator.
I brought 2 big bottles of sunscreen, and the first 4 days in Porto was like raining and 60 degrees, so I didn't need
He
it.
just drank them all.
I didn't drink any of them. I did do a fair amount of drinking. I had tried all the delicious regional national beers. Sagres.
I only know Sagres, so I was just going to say.
Super Bach. And then in the Azores, they have this
Ultra
beer
Bach.
called Especial. And also this beer, Crystal, which sucked. I wasn't into it. I only had it once.
Crystal? I thought.
Crystal,
Cristal?
Cristal.
Yeah, I thought that was a Colombian beer or something. No,
Oh, maybe it
That's
is.
Portuguese.
That's a burger.
I got it in Portugal. I never seen it anywhere. I just assumed it was Portuguese.
The Sagres I've seen just advertised
Right,
because of
Sagres
watching
because of
watching Portuguese soccer. Exactly.
Yeah. Solid beers. Goes in order. Sagres, Super Bach, and Especial is its own thing.
I'm glad I chose wisely.
Yeah. No, Sagres is good.
Did you make fun of Cristiano Ronaldo and get asked to leave the country?
Man, I was in the square in the middle of Lisbon watching that game with a bunch of Portuguese when Ronaldo equalized, and people went nuts. That was insane.
That was a great goal. That was I get that. That was I
That
give
was
it.
Oh, he made a nice
I'll
free
give
kick.
it to
Yeah, he
him.
made a nice free kick.
It was just fun. It was fun to see, and like it wasn't a really big square, so they had a massive screen, but the projector could only fill like
that much
40% of it.
That's
So it was like, I don't know.
You have to move it further and further back.
Right, I know. And they probably didn't have tables, and they couldn't figure it out.
But then it's daylight, and then the screen becomes dimmer. So you're losing.
Whatever it was, I was kind of laughing at that, being like, "What the hell?" And the next day, when we were walking around doing my 7 to 10 miles, thank you,
honey. I know we want to eat today, but I got to get 7 in.
But that was it. I was allowed to drink as much beer as I wanted as long as we walked a lot.
Oh, that's
so it's kind of like if you were giving the body a little something, a little cardio.
I don't know. The Portuguese designated driver doesn't have as much fun as what you're saying.
Oh, I mean, no, it was all walkable, dude. Both Lisbon and Porto are like straight up amazing walking cities. If you're in like any sort of central neighborhood, you could walk everywhere.
If only we went to.
You just have to go up a bunch of hills. Like
if only we
Lisbon's
lived in a place that
Porto's got a bunch of hills.
Was developed without cars.
Right. No, I understand. I agree with you that's why I think I enjoyed those cities, because it's like walking around
Step
here.
back in time.
Did you
a step back in time?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
So, did you eat the national dish?
I had a couple different national dishes.
Okay.
The Francesinha. Do you know what that is?
It sounds French.
It's like this like beer tomato soup style sauce that's like over 2 pieces of Texas toast with 5 different types of meat.
It's a dipping thing,
and then cheese all around it, and then cheese on top, and it's
not
like
a bad
big
thing.
I mean, no, it's intense. I ate one of them. I ate it at the place.
Oh, it's Portuguese onion soup, is what you're saying.
It's a sandwich that they just dump this top like sauce on. That's really very interesting. People just it's a wet sandwich, and
that's
everyone is like really excited about it, and it was good.
No, I mean, you weren't blown away.
It wasn't life changing. Like everybody's like, this is like the greatest thing ever. It was really good, but it like sat really low for about an hour or 2.
Oh, so like classic,
kind of like.
classic.
And I went to the place that Bourdain went to when he was in Porto. When we were there when
following in footsteps.
Yeah. Well, no, we didn't want to. I wanted to follow in his footsteps when he was alive. When we were at the fucking airport, I was like looking at his no reservations from Porto, because I wanted to like,
yeah,
that was what was awesome about those shows, because you like trusted him, so you're like, all right, when I go to those cities, I'm gonna at least try to go to one of the places that he went to. I do that all the time.
Right.
Did he do one in Columbus?
I didn't see his Columbus, Ohio one.
Did he do one in Gripos?
No, but Columbus has an amazing German restaurant. What is it called? What is something? I'll fact check that myself later.
Oh, all right.
But I'm saying it sounds like the ultimate old man meal, like tomato soup and a grilled cheese.
Yeah, and a grilled cheese with like 5 different types of meat. You're just like pork, and I mean they do meat and fish.
They invented a new meat
there
just for the soups.
Kate is she vegetarian?
No, she eats fish, and she ate pork, and she ate a little bit of beef.
Like, Pennsylvania woman.
She went. No, she just it's preference, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we had vegan days in every city we went to, so we ate vegan for a day. So in Porto, they had these like they had this vegan burger joint called Black Mamba, which was like out of control, hands down, one of the best meals I ate the entire time I was there.
I have vegan nights all the time, Dan.
Yeah, and that's what's your vegan nights?
I just go to sleep and I don't eat. I have vegan nights constantly.
During that soccer game, while you were watching that soccer game, later that day, we were talking about something, and you said something that you were staring at Russia. And so I made it into an insult where it was like, go stare at Russia, because you were being a jerk about something. I don't know what it was. I can't remember, but...
the insult endured.
Staring at Russia?
Yeah,
quit,
you said
quit
it
staring at Russia.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
He's like, man, you wouldn't believe it. I'm staring at Russia.
Who?
This guy. That's what he said.
No,
in the text.
I said,
in
no,
the text.
I didn't say Russia. I said Africa, because I was.
Because you were in Portugal.
You can go to the tape.
Yeah,
you were in the plane? What do you mean the tapes?
No, we went to a whole bunch of places in Portugal. So we went to Porto. We went to Douro Valley, which is like where they make wine and shit.
I didn't go to the tapes.
No. What tapes?
Tapes are text messages that prove my point.
That you two
Yes.
exchanged.
Yeah, well, I just don't
to.
really give a shit.
I don't either. That's why I'm not looking.
What does it matter?
Because I just thought it was funny that you were in Portugal watching a World Cup game, staring at Russia.
Wherever you were that Friday,
Here-ish,
wherever you were that Friday, Dan was in Portugal that Friday, and I was watching the game at work, working on a film set for one of the new Marvels, Netflix's, Disney's actions, and you have the director's monitor, and you have sometimes you have a couple monitors there in case you have two cameras shooting, and right next to that on an equally big size screen was the Portugal-Spain game, and I cannot fucking believe for the life of me that nobody blew a take all day because there were so many good goals.
Oh,
we were watching that shit while we were rolling.
Wow,
that's dangerous.
Yeah, and I asked the assistant cameraman.
Nothing about Russia. So.
I asked the first AC at one point to focus towards the goalposts because we were having trouble seeing.
It's okay. I never said anything about Russia. I said Africa, and you thought I said Russia. So then you made a joke about Russia.
Well, I thought for some
I was confusing to me.
That's what you're right.
He must have been thinking of the World Cup. But anyway, you got to look at the continent of Africa from the plane, is what you're saying, or from the land? You were looking
I was
across.
I was down in Faro, which is like the very bottom of Portugal. It's the southernmost part of it. Pretty much.
So
you can't really see it because it's still far away.
Sure.
But I was saying that I was staring at it because I was looking out into the sea. It was metaphoric.
I know.
No, but I mean, if you threw your eyeballs directly forward infinitely, they would hit Africa eventually, is what you're saying.
It's exactly what I'm saying. If I threw a baseball and I had all the strength to throw it,
This is actually more about orbit. This is more about
600 miles.
It's like the Little Prince. He's on this tiny little moon, and they throw the ball around the moon.
By the way,
go ahead.
I saw maybe 24 Little Prince shirts on adults throughout
in Portugal. That's okay.
But then it's and
Europe
and
is
some
no
of it
account.
was.
You see Tintin everywhere.
No, I know, but I didn't realize that was like such. It's French, right? Isn't
Le Petit Prince. Yeah.
Right. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
They kind of like that idea at this point because of the. It's like a really good contrast to the other sort of monarchs in the world. This Little Prince, but.
I just thought it was weird that I noticed that.
But the idea of orbit is that you could throw a baseball as hard as you could straight out, and then if you threw it hard enough that it could fight gravity but just keep falling, that's an orbit. That baseball just keeps falling towards the earth, but it's just moving fast enough to never hit.
and here I am, Charlie Browning it, swinging in the air.
Why are you,
Lucy?
Yeah,
Stop pulling the baseball away.
Yeah, why are you staring at Russia, Jeremy?
Yeah, staring at Russia, swinging away at the fences.
Okay. It's okay. I don't don't know why we got on that tangent. Who cares? Who cares? I'm sorry. Hey, for the listeners, I'm sorry. My brain's a little.
You saw the Mediterranean
trying to
Sea.
get. No, did not see the Mediterranean Sea.
How did you not see it?
Because it doesn't start there.
Good
It's on the
catch.
other
You were
side.
on the Atlantic. Very
Yeah,
good.
that's right.
Very good.
I was on the Atlantic, the very bottom of it. Went all around. I basically,
Circumnavigated. the world.
I'm pretty much a
World traveler.
I'm a Portuguese traveler. It's in 17 days to hit really
How many cities?
Well, we stayed in 5 cities, but
We touched
hit
12 others.
Yeah, no, we went out it wasn't I don't want to have a honeymoon where I just lie around and drink on the beach and just get fat.
Sorry.
I wanted to.
Maybe we can have a honeymoon some other time.
I wanted to walk around and explore new things and drink and get fat. I'm up 8 or 9 pounds since I left. I know.
Cool,
I don't give a shit.
I got an XL. I got an XL.
I'm still rocking. I'm still in the L's. It's cool. It's
Mets Big Apple home run shirt giveaway.
God.
So they only had XLs.
That was one good thing about being in Portugal. I didn't have to look at the Mets. Come home to find out they lost 14 to 15 at home. My cousin who works at Citi Field, he's like, man, there were
Morales.
12,000 people at the game last night.
My
I
Lord.
was like, oh.
Yeah, that's what a far cry from just a couple of Fridays ago, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what can you do?
I can't tell it.
Can't do. I mean, it's all
and valleys.
just soccer over there right now. That's all they're doing.
Oh yeah.
So what is
All soccer, all the time.
Did you get to see some team handball while you were over there?
No team handball, just soccer.
I hear that's
straight
really
up.
big in Europe. Team handball.
I didn't see any of it. I mean, they're World Cup hungry. They're a team that's in the World Cup.
Sure,
They
they
were
got great.
just like
They got great. Eusebio, great story.
really, really sweet stuff.
Did I miss how you got around?
On his legs,
No,
7 to 10 miles a
When
day.
we were well. That only happened when we were in Porto and Lisbon because
And
we
when the
didn't
car
have a
broke down.
car.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
No, but we had a car. We drove to the Douro Valley.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
And who drank?
No, we stayed at a vineyard.
So you drove through the vineyard. You made
Yeah.
wine.
Dude,
Reversed.
drove up very steep hills. Never saw stuff so steep in my life. We were went to this one vineyard, and I think Kate was gonna have a real hard time because it was really tight. And then someone went. It was the other thing about
Someone tried to
Portugal,
go drive
and it's-
around you.
And it's most of Western Europe because everything's so small. 2 lanes are not always 2 lanes. There's not 2 lanes of one lane of each traffic.
It's just
One big road, and then if somebody's coming, you kind of pull over and let them go, or fight it out.
It's like LA.
But when you're in,
worse.
the vineyard area or down south where we were staying, there's blind turns everywhere, and she's like, "I'm sorry that I can't drive," and I was like, "Yeah, I know. This is a great honeymoon. I'm white knuckling around these corners because I can't fucking see."
Wait, what do you mean she
honking
can't
my
drive?
horn.
She
didn't.
doesn't. She didn't have an international driver's license.
No, she just don't drive.
wait. You need a.
Wait a minute. She don't drive.
She doesn't drive.
So
She
what are you
doesn't
doing with
drive.
her old car?
I'm driving it. That's the thing.
So who drove it when it before it was your
It
car?
was sitting in the garage.
She's a PA driver, not a New York driver.
I've been with
No,
her
Teamsters do the driving now. No PAs.
4 years almost, and
She's never driven.
No, I've only driven with her once in the car, and once she was forced to drive my car, and she was not happy about it.
I'd like to hear that story.
Yeah.
No, it has nothing to do with I could drive. It's fine, I could drive. No, it was.
I'm coaching you.
No, I had to drop off a rental car, and she had to be there because I had to take the car back, so I had to make her drive, and she was petrified driving through New Jersey. I was like, "This is nothing." If I had to make you do this from downtown Brooklyn, she would have been like, "You're taking an Uber."
Jeremy.
Yeah, I have nothing that compares to Portugal.
Sure you do.
I got Africa and
Wrong.
Russia mixed
Got
up.
them wrong, yeah.
What else? Yeah, I mean, same old stuff around these parts, and just sort of doing our thing.
Kings of Seltzer.
That's correct.
Kings of Seltzer. There was no seltzer in Portugal.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
No.
what's your
I mean,
bubble
there's
level?
There's some bubbly water. I was just drinking beer. I was just drinking water and beer. I didn't drink anything else.
There's
And I drank some wine, and port.
Yeah.
And I didn't drink. Hard liquor in Portugal is expensive.
it's
beer is
expensive anywhere.
Beer's like €1, €2 for a big fucking beer. I was walking around with liters of beer.
Whoa. Is that a Homer Simpson?
I said the whole fucking
That-
honeymoon. I prefaced this entire episode by saying
No, yeah.
my whole honeymoon was Homer
Was
Simpson.
one big Homer Simpson.
Homer Simpson indicated. I got Kate inebriated a couple times to the point where she doesn't remember.
At
kinda
least you
what
guys
happened.
had fun, right?
Oh, we
I'm
had so
guessing.
much fucking
There we go.
fun.
That's
There we go.
We had so much fun. We went to mainland Portugal's awesome, but and I would go back there anytime. But the Azores is the most incredible place. Might be the coolest place I've ever been. It might have to top Mount Desert Island and Bar Harbor, Maine as my absolute favorite place.
Did you guys sleep on like a bed that's raised on a platform above
No,
a
we
house that's-
Airbnb'd this guy named David, who when we checked out his listing on Airbnb, all the reviews are like, David's the best. He'll sit with you, he'll take you. He loves this island, and he wants to just make sure you guys have a good time
for a price.
Yeah, 70 fucking euro a night. We stayed there for 6 nights.
I don't know the
Don't worry, Jeremy. I'll do the math. I'll do the math after.
It's easy.
Don't worry.
It's
double
easy.
or half?
No,
It's less.
no. It's like
What's a euro?
it's
to
like
$1?
between 118 and 122.
Oh,
Yeah.
because when I was there, it was 1 to 2.
No,
So
it wasn't
When you
that
were
bad.
where?
in Europe,
But not
So-
Portugal?
no.
Where were you?
Well, I did a whole like backpacking hitchhiking trip when I was lived in Florida. a couple
Through
years
the
ago.
former Czechia? Through Czechia,
Oh,
the former
can
Czech
you-
Republic.
Yo, look,
true.
This
Yeah.
is,
Run that shit
No,
back.
no,
I
no.
listened to it.
Just why don't you just shut your fucking mouth for a second? How about that?
Cue up your thing on your phone before
is-
you.
It's nothing.
tell
This
me
is,
to shush.
what I wanted to tell you is when we were in Douro, we stayed at this vineyard, and on the vineyard we were staying. They have like rooms, so a couple different couples were staying with us, and we befriended this Czech couple, and so I asked him about it. And I honestly have not listened to it since we talked about it, but I asked him if I could record him
Wow.
explaining the whole situation. And he's like, why do you want to do this? And I'm like, just.
It's for a thing.
It's for a thing.
It's for a thing.
It's for a thing. So I'm just prefacing this that I'm hanging out with two people from Czech Republic
Czechia.
to talk about Czechia. So I just want, if you can explain.
Okay, Caitlin's been drinking.
That's all.
It's just recorded.
Yeah, that's just it.
Okay, it's simple. We are still official Czech Republic,
Yes.
but
Wow.
Czechia, the government
See?
wants to use this word for sport events and everything around these things to make it simpler.
It's like advertising. It's advertising.
It's
the
like
country
advertising.
differently.
Yeah. For example, Croatia.
Used to be
Or, you know,
Croat Republic.
Croatia.
Yes.
So it's officially Republic of Croatia, but they are using only the word Croatia. And we fixed the name Czechia, I guess it was 1995. But now they decided to use it internationally.
Like I told you.
So we got the name fixed for a long time, but we didn't use it. So it's simpler than we used to just Czech, because it was shorter than Czech Republic, but it doesn't mean how to say it? Like when you say Czech
It was
in
universal.
it wasn't exactly what we are using in Czech language, like Česko.
Okay.
Czech is.
I feel like this is just a World Cup thing. They're just trying to get a better team for
Czech
the.
food. But when you say
the
Czechia,
cup
you
next
can
year,
talk
next
about
4 years from now.
Yeah, but you're
as a noun.
explaining it.
As a
So it's
noun.
like
That
this.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, Czech is
and
more an
now
adjective.
It's big debate if it's good or not
Right.
for us.
Right.
So, but
How do you feel?
Did you tell him that you were anti?
You don't like it.
Okay, it's just about the time. When we are start using Czechia as a normal word, it will be okay for me. But now it sounds weird, of course. But when you are trying to when you are playing with the language, Czech is nonsense at the end. So Czechia is giving more sense, and it's shorter than Czech Republic.
Thank you.
Nobody cares.
That's what I've been trying to say.
Nobody says,
Czechia. Nobody.
"Hey, they are from Czech Republic."
You say you're Czech.
I'm Czech,
Right.
but that mean, as I said, it's like Czech bread or Czech beer, something like that. It's not.
Right.
It's a modifier.
Itself.
It's not as a noun itself. So you can stop it now.
No, you will stop it
You
now.
will stop it right now.
I
So
don't
that
want-
was what. So what?
Yeah.
Well, but to my point, he said it's still
Yeah, I don't.
Czech Republic.
But-
They didn't change the name.
But
Right.
the government is trying to
Right.
rebrand.
So we were both sort
you
of.
look at their
so we were
checkbook.
both right.
No, I was right, and you expressed an opinion about how you thought it sucked, and you can't be wrong in your opinion in that
I
way.
can't
so you
be wrong when the official name of the country is still Czech Republic.
And what did I say? The government is trying to rebrand.
Right.
And we opened up the
Right.
maps.
No, I know
and it
we
said
saw
Czechia.
it. I know.
But-
know.
Didn't he say that the government did rebrand, or no? That
They
this
did
whole
it
thing
in
is trying to rebrand.
1995.
No, that
But
was
nobody, nobody was paying attention.
I'm talking about the
Czechia.
Czechia. That was I just completely lost my train of thought.
That's okay, Jeremy.
It's all right.
Oh, I'm having a bad evening.
Hey, forget
Yeah,
them. Hey, at
don't
least
worry
you're not in
about it.
I
Slovakia,
gotta eat
right?
some chicken
They're not.
sandwich.
They didn't
No,
go.
my point was I thought he made it seem like the government has already switched to it, and that they're still the public opinion. Is
They're
not
trying
switched.
to make Czechia happen, and it hasn't exactly
Okay.
caught on yet.
Okay,
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It's been a couple of years now.
You know, it's like 1938, and the bee's knees hasn't really been like.
I was trying to think of well, Mickey D's or
Lindy Hop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now 23 Skidoo. Now you.
right. The 23,
24, 25.
Who total? Did we learn?
Yes,
on
we've
this
already.
podcast?
Yes, we've already
Okay.
covered. We've
All
already
right.
covered the
All right.
etymology
That's
of
great.
23 Skidoo.
That's great.
What did you have? I mean, as far as like conversations that just with random people like that, did you find yourself having like?
Did you
really
record
deep-
any others?
Yeah. Who
No,
else did you
no,
record?
I only recorded. I recorded that. I recorded some silence in the Azores of these places that we hiked to.
The silence.
Dude, like it's,
Record the
we-
silence.
We went to this one spot where you can see there's this huge old volcano that's now a lake, because that's what happens
Yeah.
in an archipelago.
Yeah.
And there's this old hotel that was built in the 70s, like pre-tourism for the Azores. So like it was only up for like 2 years. It was like a 5-star, like super shishi posh hotel. Is just like an abandoned building. So the last time I was in an abandoned building was with you fuckers, and so all I kept thinking about was like all that fucked up shit. And we like walk in and like there's graffiti everywhere. I'll send you some pictures, but like there's like this skeleton like skull face that said "kill" on it, and like all sorts of like people
still
just fucking with you.
They do
Just-
graffiti in English,
they do
man. Isn't that great?
graffiti,
So you
yeah.
can still understand it.
So it's just this big like concrete exoskeleton of a hotel, and the stairs were still there, so we could like go up. So we got to the roof, which was like the best view to see this.
Caldera. This
we were at the
caldera.
caldera,
Damn
and you're onto something though, because I ate food out of a caldera.
What?
We'll get there.
Weird.
We'll get there.
Can't wait.
No, so we get up to the roof and we're like looking at this beautiful view, and I look to my left and there's a fucking machete on the fucking top of this hotel. And I was just like, this is fucked. Like, time to go now. I do not like that.
I'm
at
taking one
all.
photo and I'm leaving.
And I did. And I took a photo of it, and I took a video asking Kate how she felt about it, and she was not happy.
How do
with
you
it
feel
either.
about this machete?
I mean,
I
listen.
can't feel my legs.
I would feel worse if it were in somebody's hand. Like if it's just a machete laying there.
Yeah, I know it could be, but it's
if there's a machete on the ground in the first act, they're going to use
Leave
it in
it
the
down.
third act.
Oh,
well,
if there's a machete on the ground,
So-
you'd leave it.
so the people that we were staying with,
Sorry, we left
the-
our machete upstairs.
no,
next time.
we told them to go. They went the next day, and we asked them about the machete, and they said we didn't see any machete, and I was like, oh fuck,
It was theirs. They were gonna.
yeah, maybe they were doing bad things there.
Maybe it just follows you around.
Maybe they were doing bad things there. No, we had some good conversations with people, but like I was the most antisocial I've ever been abroad, because I wasn't trying to like make friends or like.
What are you talking about? You were drinking and walking around.
No, I know, but
I'm
like,
married. Back
no,
off.
but like no, but you know, it's like when you're in a space. So we had like everyone had these Airbnbs I stayed in. Were all like, you know, studio apartments, or the place that we stayed in the Azores was like this like adjacent like guest house that had 3 rooms that had their own bathroom and locks on the door.
Very nice.
And then like a common like kitchen and stuff downstairs. So I like
Gotcha.
interacted with like other people who were staying there, but I wasn't like
I get my distance.
super. Yeah, well, the last night that we were there, we ended up going to dinner with this British couple that was staying there in the Azores, and I don't know. I think that might be where Kate got. Because we got these like mixed. Every day we were getting these mixed fish bowls because I was just eating so much fucking fish.
I was sure you were going to say mixed signals. I don't know where the hell mixed fish bowls came from.
No, so that we
Keep giving
The
me all
fir-
these
the
mixed
first day-
fish bowls, babe.
the first day we got to this place.
He's poking me right in the eye.
We were told to go to this restaurant, and so we did, and it looked closed, and there was a sign on the door, and that said open 10 meters with like a sign pointing, like just pointing the direction down the street a little bit. So we're like, all right, whatever. We walk in, and there's like a pig on a spit and like 2 like massively long, narrow like charcoal grills with like people grilling meat and fucking fish. and all these people are sitting down, and it's just like a big barbecue. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And the owner comes up to us and is like, oh, like, come sit down, blah, blah, blah. You're American. Everyone knew we were American. I was wearing jorts the whole time, I guess. And every time I tried to speak the littlest, teeniest bit of Portuguese to anybody, they just smile and then just respond in English.
That's cool.
Dude, it was like the most unpretentious Western European country ever.
What's your What's your Portuguese like?
Try going to Czechia.
I've been to Czech Republic.
I've been to Czech.
You've been to Czech Republic. Have you been to Czechia?
True.
Get out, both of you.
True. But we basically, for €18, we ate and drank as much as we wanted for that night. And we're like, this place is crazy. There was a guy playing piano and singing, and Kate told them that I was a singer, and then the owner was like, you got to go up and sing. And I was like, I don't want to go sing.
Did you sing Come As You Are by Nirvana?
He's like, let's have some Jameson shots. He pulled out the Jameson. I took a couple of shots of Jameson, and then he's like, go fucking play. I was like, okay, I'll go play. I know this drill. And so I sang Ziggy Stardust, and I sang Miss You by the Rolling Stones, and I sang Superstition by Stevie Wonder with this guy playing piano the whole time.
Wow.
Hammered. Like hammer time.
But only out €18, so.
36, but yeah.
Oh, by
still.
times 2, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was
you didn't leave Kate outside?
It was such a good deal. No, well, so we're all drunk at this point, and the woman who was cooking me fish.
They're singing extremes more than words at this point.
I basically had the check I was trying to pay. It was the end of the night. I was trying to fucking pay. And the owner's talking to me, and he keeps refilling my beer. I'm drinking this beer. And then the woman who was cooking the fish. So you have to go up to this woman and be like, she has like a big vat of different cuts of fish. Also, the owner is the fisherman who catches all the fucking fish.
Wow.
And then he fucking cooks it up. So it's like such fun. Like it was just such a crazy experience. Just that alone, I was like, oh, this is so cool. But so you go over and you be like, I want that cut, that cut, that cut. And she like puts some stuff on it and puts it on the grill. Cheek what?
Give me the neck collar. Give me the collar.
Cheeks, he's talking about.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't get to pick that stuff. They were like already in like cuts.
Fillets,
it wasn't just they were just fillets. Yeah. Good.
Or steaks.
Oh yeah.
But she was very nice, and she was talking to me about New York, and I was talking to her about Portugal, and we started talking, and we kept talking, and Kate didn't come up to like join the conversation, and I was talking, and I didn't realize that she was like looking at me. She was sitting at this table by herself while everybody else is like talking, and she's alone by herself, and I keep talking and she's alone, and then I finally catch a glimpse of her, and she's like very unhappy. So I'm like, oh fuck, I stop talking to this lady, and I go back, and she's wine drunk, and it's just like got upset. She's like, you left me here, you didn't even look at me, blah blah blah.
I looked at you.
Oh no. That was about the extent of any and all drama. Was that one night? She got a little teary eyed.
I have a lawyer, just so you know.
No,
you're not going to need him.
Won't need the lawyer. Needless to say, we went back there 4 nights out of the 6 that we were there because we just liked going there. The other 2 nights we went to this restaurant this one restaurant that was owned by the Agriculture Association. So like the people who like check all the food and stuff that comes out of the Azores. It's like their restaurant. So I had top 3 steak I've ever had in my life there. It was incredible.
Wow. Veggie burger, top veggie burger, top 3 steak.
Dude, I had so much good food, man. Portugal had so much good food. I ate octopus like almost every day.
Thank you. I was wondering when the octopus would get in. Jeremy?
Never have.
I have a lot of
Polpo
moral
in Italian, polvo in Portuguese,
and pulpo in Spanish.
And in English it's popo. It's
different.
The long arms of the law.
Yeah.
I have like a moral problem with eating octopus because they're so fucking intelligent and delicious.
Well, they are intelligent and they're delicious, but I think we talked about this too. When I was in Italy, I fucking caught octopus with my buddy Marco and his dad, and there's a very quick, easy way to kill them. They die instantly if you flip their heads inside out because they're not closed in. It's
Exposed.
right. So if you flip the
Mantle.
you basically flip the mantle, right, and you expose their brain and they die instantly. So it's not like they're like.
I don't like
I
it.
feel like it's not as it's not as gruesome. But the best way to cook octopus, the best way to prepare octopus is once you kill them, you immediately bash them on the side of the boat because it tenses the meat up.
Learning a lot today.
I don't know if I respect you.
I asked two of the fishermen that I met on this trip about that because they were also like, we stayed in this place.
Oh, you
And
flipped the
and they
mantles
had-
and murder too? Hey, that's
Yeah,
yeah,
they're
we
like,
can agree
I was
about
like,
this.
oh, you gotta bash them on the boat a couple times, and they're like, oh yeah. And I was like, yeah.
It's
Yeah, that's terrible. And Peter's calling right now.
no, I'm
and
saying
in
like
trouble.
if you watch a nature film, you'll see octopus do incredible things.
Yes,
they
they're
can just do
very
incredible.
Yeah.
they're very smart.
And then you can go to a Greek place and they're incredibly good with lemon. You feel like such a jerk.
There's plenty of them in the sea. They're not on the extinction.
There's a lot of
list yet.
octopuses. It's true. And then this poisonous one.
And you guys heard that octopus are from
Here comes a joke.
outer space. No, it's true.
Yeah, I did hear
It's
that.
true.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they
First
have
fact back in the day?
they have DNA or something that
Alien DNA.
alien DNA that's not from this planet. Yeah.
I'll
I'm
accept
just
it.
gonna say, I read it and
I'll
I was
accept
like,
it.
that makes me want to. That's
Yeah, what am
makes
I
me
gonna
want to
do?
eat aliens even more. You know?
Well,
Fact check, Snopes.com.
Oh no.
yeah.
Does octopus DNA come from space? Researchers have
Thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah.
This has been
It's usually a green or a red. Does
This
it
is-
say mostly false?
this
or
has been a
mostly
fact
true?
check for the
Is
ages.
it green just true?
mixture.
It's mixture.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
That's such a bullshit thing.
Most-
On fuck
somewhat
you, Snopes.
false. Somewhat false.
It's mixture.
Oh, no. It's a mixture. So you both win this time. So
We both win.
nice work.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with that, but it did remind me that Mike.
Speaking of being bashed against the side of a boat,
No, somebody knocked on the door earlier and gave me a box, and Mike was like, "What is it?" And I said, "Oh." So I opened it up, and inside of it was a brand new box of honeycomb cereal. Are you familiar? Post's honeycomb
Yes.
cereal
Yes.
with a note, and
the note was a form letter. It was not
Yeah.
individualized. I was thinking it was going to be Dear Jeremy.
yeah, Keebler.
I'm leaving you. I'm taking the kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Basically, I had complained at some point. I think that I was inebriated or something or another, and I
You got an ass that won't
Wait.
quit.
You complained to who? To what?
To the
Post-
to the cereal
Post
company.
Corporation.
Oh,
And
my
I sent an
God.
email and said, because I bought a box and they changed the recipe, and I was like, and I tried it and it tasted like sawdust. It was really bad. And I emailed them, and I don't care. Like, I'll just not
I
buy
don't
the
email
cereal.
brands.
I paid
how
$1.
did
a
they
brand
change the recipe?
emailer.
Because it says right on the box,
Yeah.
new recipe.
Oh God,
Dude, that was part of the reboot. You didn't get that?
It's part
no,
of it.
sorry, man. I don't need cereal
Anyway, so I sent them this thing.
You're missing out.
because there's milk in it.
They send back. They're not from. We don't eat. Never mind. So basically, I sent him this angry letter. I don't know why I was angry. I mean, it was the booze probably, but and I said, "Why did you change it? I've been eating this cereal since I was, 10 years old, 8 years old. And so I want to have a bowl when I'm 40, and I want to taste like." And they said, "Oh well, we're changing, form factor letter. We're changing our." And then so I get a box today, open it up, and it's a box of that cereal with a note saying, "We fucked up. We're sorry. We at whatever that is, Post cereal."
Yeah, please
What do you
raise.
mean we
fucked up.
fucked up?
Please
Like they
raise
fucked
brand-
up those
brand
boxes
awareness.
of the new
You said
recipe.
the new recipe was a bad idea.
How long did New Coke?
Really?
How long did New Coca-Cola
How many
last?
people did he
Much
send
longer
that
than
to?
that. Much
Wow.
longer because it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd say this whole thing took less than
Wow.
8 months.
That's
6 months.
crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, I got a free box of cereal. If
That's
you guys
good.
wanna,
Yeah.
eat a
Oh,
little
there's
bit.
Too bad Dan doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't partake.
Well,
Yeah,
I
sorry.
have non-cow milk, so
Sorry,
he'll drink it. Almonds.
guys. You
Mike's
want?
favorite.
Can I tell you a poop story before we get out of here?
I mean, I feel like you have to.
International.
There's actually
poop
there's
story?
a cup.
If there's a puke or a poop story.
No, I did not puke.
He's thinking about it.
Kate did.
He's
Kate
going.
puked.
No need to
Kate-
out Kate.
Kate puked once. But I think that's because I made her eat too many different. She doesn't eat a ton of meats, and we got a big meat and cheese plate that I refused to let go. I was like, we're gonna eat this whole thing. We have to.
Hey, you guys done with that? No.
Oh, dude, I did that a bunch. When you get like clams or like octopus with all the
dipping,
oil and
the dipping. You got to be able to dip
they kept
all
trying
that.
to take it. I was like, I'm not done with that yet.
Give me some bread.
Yeah,
Bring some freaking bread with that.
That's true. Oh, here's a weird thing in Portugal.
We're skipping the poop story.
No, I'm gonna get there.
No.
There's a couple goodies here. But in Portugal, when you sit down at a restaurant, they'll give you bread, olives, and like prosciutto, or like they'll do something else.
A dove
and
flies by.
It's not gratis. It's not on the house, man. That's like one of the. They don't ask you if you want it. They just put it down and walk away. And if you eat it, they charge you for it.
But if you don't,
And I knew it. And the first time it happened, nobody said anything. So I was like, fuck it, I'll get it. And Kate was like, they just jacked you for like €3.50. And I was like, whatever. It wasn't a big deal. I'm just saying that like I assume stuff like that is fucking free.
Yeah,
you don't put it on the table.
You don't do that in the United States.
You don't?
But they only charge you for what you eat. So if you're like just picking at the olives, then you'd only get charged for the olives that you ate. So it was kind of a weird thing. It's kind of like
what's the olive exchange rate over there?
It's like two pits.
Different now.
Two pits to one?
To one, yeah.
That's just like when I was in Europe.
So
yeah,
you guys know.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the portion of the podcast where we take a left turn. Danny,
It's
go
not
ahead.
a left turn. This is just something embarrassing that happened that I care to share with you guys because it's funny. It's a funny visual.
Don't stop.
I don't like to poop in public bathrooms.
I'm with you. I'm with you on this.
It.
I like pooping at home.
I hate
I'm a
it.
poop at home guy.
I know. I am a poop at home guy. For
I don't
sure.
know how you work in the film industry, being a guy who can't poop it.
Good
anyway.
control.
Yeah.
I have pooped all over this state.
Maybe I haven't eaten as much catering as you.
Oh man, I honestly make it a point, especially when we're in mansions, to go poop in the bathrooms because they're so nice. Marble, man. But bidets, marble.
Jeremy Dimselites brings his own incense from home and then says, "But you're getting a treat. It's real marble under you. Do you feel it, but?
It's time for a little water."
And then he's like, "Bidet, we never get this at home." They're like, "Jeremy, there's no water downstairs." Jeremy, they're losing water pressure in the kitchen.
We're out going to this really amazing place in the Azores in San Miguel where we're staying called Ferreria. And it's a place.
I've heard of this place.
Wow. Ferreria is a place that is all volcanic lava rock. It's not sand beach. It's just nice. Lava rock to the ocean. And in this like little cove, there's like thermal activity that goes on. So like the earth is just like sending hot water up into this portion where you can swim. So you're swimming in the ocean in like blasts of like hot
volcanic
water
burst, yeah.
And then like the actual Atlantic Ocean like crashing in, so then it's cold water, so it's this really crazy like hot and cold thing
contrast happening.
The further back you are, the hotter it stays because you're not getting all the Atlantic Ocean. So I was into that, so I like tried to get up real close and get into it, and it was pretty amazing. But I think being so hot, I don't know, just like something was not right. I maybe ate something earlier that didn't sit well with the night before. I just didn't feel right, and I felt like I had to go poop, and so.
You left the ocean, right? You didn't shit in the Atlantic Ocean?
I did not shit in the Atlantic Ocean.
What? I'm just trying to make
just
sure.
saying,
like ground rules.
You got to puke. You got to
the
puke.
Atlantic Ocean.
Didn't you pee when we
Shout
did?
out
You
to
peed
Michael.
in the
No, shout out to
in the
Lori
ocean
Beth.
when we were swimming.
That's what.
Yeah,
no, I
puked.
puked. That's what I was saying.
Oh yeah, right. You puked in the ocean.
Puked in
I
the
puked
ocean.
away from you.
You puked in the ocean.
The current was going.
You know
still
what?
here.
I'm gonna digress for just a moment. Well, I was also on a boat and we saw a bunch of dolphins, and the guy who is the captain said that he saw. Not once in his life, but it was very recently. He saw a bunch of dolphins nosediving a sperm whale's gut to make him puke because they were hungry, and that's how smart they are. That they're like, this guy's got food in his belly, and they just like fucking with the sperm whale, make him puke.
Not only that, it's still chewed up,
and then they fucking ate the puke.
It's already chewed up. That's perfect.
It works for them, but like I'm just saying that is like incredible smarts.
We call that the angry baby bird.
Angry baby.
Also, I found out that dolphins are the humans of the sea because they're intelligent, they're curious, and they like to fuck for pleasure.
Those
are all true.
Okay,
that is it. You can fact check it. That is true.
So
I believe you.
stepping back into Poop Town.
Poop Town, the Brown Town. There's no real way to say it. I had to go to the bathroom. I went into this. There was this really nice like spa.
Small volcano.
No, there's like a spa. There's a spa like with a little restaurant and everything. This little like posh little place like right on the other side of the beach.
You walk in with a towel dripping.
I walk in.
No
Underwear. I know. I'm ready to go, clothed still, with my bathing suit and a shirt on, and
Pomodoro.
I look. Then the men's bathroom is taken, and the only one that's available is the handicap bathroom. And so I go into it.
Yeah.
I lock the door. I sit down. I do some of my business, and all of a sudden I hear a rattle.
Oh no!
I hear the door creak open, and I see the light, and I'm fucking full on, just like
sweating.
Sweating in protect mode. Like my,
breathing irregularly.
My fingers are like down there a little bit, so like my dick doesn't hit the fucking toilet seat because I'm fucking.
Because everything in Europe is smaller.
Just don't want any part of, and I just don't want any part of that.
Yeah.
And as I'm sitting there, this like 10-year-old girl and her like 14-year-old brother
in wheelchairs. Both in wheelchairs.
No, none of that. They were not disabled. They were doing the same thing that I was doing.
Right.
They were just
line jumping.
See, because that story from the beginning, I was like, oh my god, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna be the Larry David, the
Larry David.
enthusiasm
No, I've
joke.
never seen the show.
No.
Is it funny?
It's incredible.
Oh my god,
I've never seen the show.
It's a basic cable.
In that moment, what would you do? You go, and you close the door real fast, right?
I would probably learn Portuguese real quick.
Or lock the door.
I locked the door. The door was broken.
Oh, okay.
Because I fucking locked the door. I made sure to like do that because I'm fucking. That's something, as someone who doesn't like to shit in public places, that is something you think about. I don't want anyone to walk in on me taking a shit.
Not enjoying shitting right now. Right here.
Here's what I suggest. Toilet paper over the rail. Always have a Sharpie. Put occupado right on that toilet paper.
I would just draw a face. I would draw a face. But yeah, you get the point across.
Which I don't know if that's Portuguese.
So the kids, they push in.
Instead of going, and closing the door.
You say, come on in, water's fine.
No, I just said, Attenzione. And that's not even Portuguese. That's just Italian.
What is the matter with you?
I couldn't help. I was doing that the entire time. Because it sounds.
Hey, how you doing? Pomodoro. Nice to meet you.
Portuguese sounds similar to Spanish and French and Italian.
Now you're in Family Guy territory. Let's move on.
No, I mean it. That's true.
So you said Attenzione.
So I said Attenzione. And I terrified this little girl so badly because she was the one holding the door that she just looked at me for at least 4 or 5 seconds before she closed the door. And I had to say, Attenzione, a third time for her to shut the fucking door.
Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention.
I don't know what else to do.
This is an American turd. I'm going to leave it here and not flush so you can familiarize yourself.
It's incredible that you're yelling. You're yelling attention and you're wanting the opposite result.
What's the Italian?
What a fucking idiot.
What's the Italian word for ignore? Ignore, please.
Yeah.
Forget you ever saw me.
No attention.
Yeah. I have a poop story.
Yeah, that was it. It was very embarrassing, and I walked out, and they were still waiting to use the restroom, and I had blown it up. And I was just like, I was just hoping that they would just been like scared and ran away, but I had to like make eye contact again. It was terrible.
Well, you live, you learn.
It
You know?
was terrible. Do you want to
Attenzione.
tell a poop? Do you want to tell a poop story? Or do you not
Real
care?
quick. Gerard and I went to the playground yesterday. Really missing mama. It was a little breezy. We went in the water features of this particular playground, and then we went on the swing. He's a big swing aficionado. He really loves the swing, whether or not there's anybody else there. And then I was like, okay, it's getting. He only had shorts and a t-shirt on. It was getting a little chilly last night. I was like, we're gonna go back home. He was upset. Oh, this is no good. Oh, we gotta go. I put him in the stroller. Oh, this is even worse. We're far from home at this point. He's not enjoying himself. He's like bucking against the harness of the stroller. So I'm like, what's going on here? So I take him out of the stroller and I pick up and I turn him around. Yeah, he's covered. He's covered in shit. Before I can do anything, two of my thumb and my first finger have shit on them already. Wholly undigested lentils that his mom makes a wonderful dal. It's just a flavorful dal with onions and stuff. But completely undigested. These two fingers are beshitted. So I have 8 other fingers to work with. The stroller has shit on it, and he has he's filled with shit. I'm pulling his t-shirt down over his shorts at this point because just to cut. So I think I switched arms carrying him home like 12 times because I couldn't let him touch the stroller.
Right.
And I put him straight into the bath.
Oh man.
But I ended up washing the changing table cover.
Yeah, it's like everywhere you went, you had to retrace your steps
I didn't
to
spot
get the doo-doo stains out.
The only thing I didn't spot clean was the stroller, but I think I'm supposed to machine wash the whole stroller. I don't think I could do that.
You next time, since I gave Danny advice, I'll give you advice. Look around, see if there's any bodega bags, plastic bags. Put a couple footholes in the bottom, pull them up.
I like that.
Tie it up.
Wow.
There you go.
It's a makeshift diaper?
Bodega bags. He was
Or
absolutely
at very least a protector.
He was absolutely refusing to walk. He had to be carried. And my reward is usually up, dada. Up, dada is just holding like this. Up, dada is on the shoulders.
Right.
And I was like, there's not going to be any up, dada with the present contents of your diaper.
Up, doo-doo.
So I had to. So I was just doing this work the whole time, but pushing the stroller with 3 non-shit fingers every time I held that. Every time I had
calling everybody a loser.
Yeah, exactly. I was using my doing my Shaolin signs from that's from Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I'm making the scene. You're just going by all your people. Your homeless guy sleeps in the doorway, and you're giving him the loser sign.
Yeah, Rishu. That's great. Gerard went at Rishu, one of the local sleeping.
He was sleeping.
One of the local homeless Greenpoint drinkers was passed out on the sidewalk, and Adele said he went.
Wow.
At Risha. It was so sweet.
He's tired.
He is. He's almost always tired if you go by that.
Yeah.
He's like a sundial, though, as well. Like he moves across the street with the sun.
Moon. I like when he spots the moon.
When Gerard spots the moon, it is something fun. Jeremy and I hung out with Gerard the other day. Just real
got
quick.
A slice.
And this,
not a cool down slice, just a slice.
A vegan slice.
A straight slice. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Actually, I ate a vegan slice. Maybe that's why my son shit his pants.
Oh, same day?
Records are spotty.
No, I think because you were going to go to the grocery or something. But anyway.
Yeah,
that day. Oh,
I love that you guys hang out.
I dodged a bullet.
You know, like some people get freak out, like they're like, "Can't believe you and Mike still hang out and are friends." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool." But then when I see you and Jeremy hang out, I'm like, "Wow, I can't believe Mike and Jeremy are friends."
As opposed to you guys exchanging text messages about Russia and Africa. Me feeling all left out about
you
being
didn't
mistaken.
Miss anything at all.
Just like the listener, you missed nothing at all. Thank you for listening. I hope that this makes you want to go to the Azores.
Go to
Czechia.
the Azores, but be cool and don't
bother David.
Don't Jersey the Azores, all right?
Don't bother David. And almost every other octopus that you catch, bang them against the side of the boat.
Flip her brains inside out.
Last thing. I'm sorry. I got
last thing too. Go ahead.
Okay.
David's dad was the head of the Azores Liberation Front, which is on Wikipedia as a terrorist organization because they didn't want to be communist when Portugal was a commie country for a hot second.
A comedy country.
Communist.
So, this being the 80s,
70s.
they licensed
mid 70s.
ABC licensed the idea and later created Alf.
Oh my God.
Dude.
Anywho, I just thought that was really crazy, and
it is cool.
You should do some research on that.
Yeah, so if your dad is a rebel, maybe you can own real estate one day.
Yeah, and now, now an Airbnb in the place where he grew up. So I wonder if this guest house that we were staying in had like the diplomats
revolution.
or the revolution people hanging out.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
Jeremy, what's your last thing?
I just want to say this kind of wraps up our beloved Danny getting married. I mean, he's done with it.
Oh yeah, no, there's no more. There's no more. There's no more. Like,
day.
wow,
There's not like second
crazy.
There's no second honeymoon or anything like that.
No,
First
I think we
day.
did 17 days. That's a pretty good honeymoon. I don't think that's going to be another one.
17 days, and if I'm not wrong, about 110 miles.
I don't do math. We've talked about that.
No.
As far as Danny walked.
No, I would say I walked probably 60 to 70 miles.
Okay. I guess
17 days.
I guess I was going
I'll
with
take that.
I was going with kilometers. I meant 110 kilometers. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I did everything in miles, man. I told kilometers to go fuck off. Yeah.
It-
That's why everyone on the highway was beeping at me
Yeah.
because I was doing 60 kilometers an hour instead of 60 miles an hour, and they're like, "You're driving too goddamn slow."
You said my car gets 10 rods to the hogshead, and that's how I.
I've talked to somebody at work, and they went on some motorcycle trip, and apparently they rented the motorcycle, and they said, "Well, we can't settle out yet because we have to wait for all the tickets to come in." And they're like, "Tickets? I didn't get any tickets." And they're like, "Well, yeah, we have to wait for the tickets to come in. I'm going to hold your $8,000 deposit or whatever." And apparently, he's fully expecting now to get tickets in the mail because all of these places that he was just whizzing by were
Speed cameras?
Were speed cameras. Yeah, so
That's cool.
It's
What country?
so if you do get a few,
What country? America?
no,
Czechia?
I want to say.
I think in Germany they don't.
Jeremy
have that.
doesn't understand
I'm really,
the
like-
context of the story. Me saying that driving 60 kilometers an hour
You get
is
it.
slower than driving 60 miles an hour. So why would I be getting tickets for speeding when?
I'm just saying, there may have been some hidden shit around there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Just
it'll be
saying.
all right.
The shit was not hidden. It was on my thumb and forefinger and dripping out of his diaper.
All right. Well,
Well, thanks for wrapping this up.
yeah, and this wraps up the whole Danny getting married arc.
I'll just go back to being a
I was
regular
gonna-
old prick again.
I was going to say, check in with us next time as three single dudes have an adventure.
No, my relationship's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, I guess that makes 2 out of 3. Not too bad.
Dan- oh, he's
I'm getting an annulment in 2 days.
okay.
You shouldn't have married your cousin, Mayor Giuliani.
Well, just to wrap it up, thank you so much for listening, and check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/Danny and Mike
With the N spelled out.
Yep. And listen to any and all podcasts on the Last Podcast Network.
Network.
They have some
Last.
great stuff. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in and listening. Do you tune in? Well, we've talked about this. And we'll see you.
Wow.
Don't shit in the ocean.
The Adventures of Danny and Mike stars Danny Tamborelli and Michael C. Morona. The show is produced by me, Jeremy Baylor. This podcast is part of the Last Podcast Network, which can be found at lastpodcastnetwork.com. Make sure to check that out for a ton of great shows. For more information on the guys, visit our website at dannyandmike.com. Also look us up on Twitter at Danny and Mike with the N spelled out, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Adventures of Danny and Mike. Thanks for listening.